Thank you for calling. We're very busy right now. All of our lines are currently being used helping customers.
Call back to season 1, episode 1.
Oh, yeah, that was episode 1, season 1, episode 1.
Episode 1. Yeah, we did customer service on the phone.
But yeah, that's you could definitely plug in that soundbite for the annoyance, disturbance, frustration of repetition, listening to something on repeat.
Yeah, and it's always the same, like...
Thank you for calling.
I don't know, jazz. Yeah, and then they just interrupt the song partway through. Your call's important to... Like, don't do that. I'm listening for someone to pick up the phone, and every time that damn recorded voice comes on, I'm like, oh, there's no one.
Oh, is that it? And This is what I found recently, too. It's not every 20 seconds. They'll do it like 17 seconds, 7 seconds, 20 seconds. And a little click, it clicks a little bit, and it's just like, thank you for calling. And you're like, oh, yeah, all right, whatever. And then like 8 seconds later, it's like, thank you for calling.
I think there's something to do with anticipation, right? We look for patterns.
It's my favorite emotion.
Yeah.
It's my favorite emotion, Brant. You just tapped into something there. I love anticipation.
We anticipate that something is going to come up, and when it lands, it's great. When it doesn't land, we freak out.
And isn't there a better message after all these years besides, thank you for calling. Your call is very important to us. Please wait for the next... Just be honest.
Just
say, we're not ready yet.
We realize that this is annoying for you. And, you haven't hung up yet, so just hang in there.
We really appreciate your patience by not hanging up. We know that this is a terrible moment for you.
Yeah.
We understand that your patience is dwindling, and you're only getting more and more frustrated every time you hear this message.
Please realize that the person who'll be answering the phone has a queue full of people waiting for them and is also miserable just as you are.
Yes. Please hold for the next available person who's been doing this for 8 hours already today and does this every day for 5 days a week for their entire lives for a job. Please hold for the next available one of those. That would be funny. Now you have my attention. Now I'm like, oh, fuck. I got to back down a little bit.
It's funny, but it's also honest. Like, I appreciate the honesty. Whereas the recording of like, we value your call. It's like, you don't. You do not value my call. If you did, you'd pick up right away. Like,
and if you valued any of this, I wouldn't have to fucking call you. Don't get me started on customer service. This podcast is not customer service part 2. This podcast is listening on repeat.
On repeat.
Is listening on repeat. Listening on repeat. Listening on repeat. Listening on repeat. Repeating.
From conversations to the natural world to complete silence, so many of us focus on what's next rather than what is happening now. I'm Listening is a podcast that dissects the importance of listening.
I'm Drew Richmond.
And I'm Brant Christofferson.
And this is I'm Listening, a podcast simply about the skill of listening. Listening on repeat, we're going to explore what does repetition have to do with listening?
What does repetition have to do with listening? How do we use...
Yeah. What's that?
I'm just repeating everything you say.
And how can we use it effectively?
Yeah. Because it can be really annoying, too. Like, if it's not my song on repeat, I'm annoyed. If it's people repeating everything I say or everything they say, I get annoyed. So there's something about repetition.
Everything you say, it's so annoying.
Now, anytime we repeat each other, I'm going to be very, self-conscious of it here.
Yeah, well, you can just continue to be self-conscious of it. Not surprisingly, this is kind of a common theme thing that happens in the world of listening. Not surprisingly, this is a topic that came up because of a myriad of reasons. And also not surprising, there's actually some science behind it.
No way.
Yep, believe it or not. You ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
I said, are you ready to get into it?
If you just say the same thing again, but say it louder and maybe emphasize the words a little differently. Ready to get into it? Maybe I'll understand it then.
Oh, you don't understand me? Let me just repeat it louder.
There is the condescending factor to that we all do it. Oh, you must not have heard me the first time, so I'm going to say it fucking louder this time.
be my favorite episode. Ready, go. So the annoyance of repetition. So very quickly, we utilized the example of the thank you for holding. Your call is very important to us. Repetition, same thing over and over again, only becoming more and more annoying every time it happens.
Why do we do that? Why do I feel the need to repeat myself?
Is it effective to repeat yourself, or is it just a reaction in the realm of trying to get something and you're now being annoying?
I think going back to when we were talking about idioms,
Go on.
I say repeating is also one of those things where at some point we found that repetition was successful and is impactful and works, but then we go to use it or overuse it and it becomes an annoying habit.
Yep, I hear that.
Yeah, this morning my 5-year-old was singing the ankle bones connected to the leg bones, and all morning just repeating it. Because at school yesterday, they were talking about the body and they were talking about all these bones and everything. So she is repeating what she heard yesterday and she keeps repeating it. It's fun for her.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. Yeah. But at the same time, she's also like learning about anatomy and physiology. They probably don't call it that in kindergarten.
Today they probably do. They want to call it what it is, Brant.
Ah.
So it's the person that's repeating the things that's annoying to others. It's the repetition of the song. It's the automatic, please hold, somebody will be with you as soon as possible. What other things in life that are on repeat or that repeat themselves that are just bothersome, that are annoying?
TV commercials. I bet there's a commercial from your childhood that's stuck in your head somewhere.
Empire Carpet out of Chicago. I grew up in Illinois. 988-6300 Empire. Call today.
So it worked. It worked.
Fuck.
The repetition worked. You still have their number in your head. We could call them right now and get your carpets cleaned.
I'm Googling it. I'm Googling Empire Carpet. Yep. Call today.
Are they still around?
They are. Empire Carpet and Flooring, Chicago. They do have their own Wikipedia page. This is fascinating.
Really?
This is definitely not getting cut. I was close on the phone number, by the way.
Okay.
Today it's 800-588-2300.
2300-588-2300.
300 Empire. Yep.
Okay.
I thought it was 888, but it's 800-588-2300 Empire 2300. 2300.
Well, because it works.
It wasn't 2300.
No.
It wasn't 2300 Empire. So crazy. Repeated over and over and over again.
So this is from
annoying.
your child. You remember this from your childhood.
I don't remember my home phone number, but I remember the phone number to Empire Carpet. Never called them once. Heard the commercial 75,000 times.
So it's effective. So we use repetition in marketing because it is effective. It sticks in your head and you remember it.
We just transitioned to topic number 2, which is getting into learning and utilizing repetition as a very impactful skill and tool for teaching and learning. So there's a fine line between annoyance and learning. I learned that phone number.
Yeah.
Through repetition. Through being annoyed, I learned it. This is complicated.
Why is it complicated?
How can it be annoying and effective at the same time? Is that common?
Yeah.
Is that the whole goal of repeating something, is to be so annoying that it is effective?
I like the commercial example because it is that example of how repetition and rhyming is essential to learning. That's how we teach kids in school when it comes to reading, writing, spelling, numbers, math. We do it through song and repetition. This is a way to take information and move it from our short-term memory into our long-term memory. You following me?
I am. Keep going.
So short-term memory is I saw the commercial once and okay, that was a fun little jingle. I keep hearing it over and over again. I am starting to remember it. Oh, I recognize the song. I recognize the tune. I recognize the number. Now I can sing it and now it is in my long-term memory. So repetition helps us transfer something from short-term memory to long-term memory.
I've got a little trick for you, Brant. How good are you at remembering names?
Oh, I'm pretty good at remembering names, especially if they're more a common name. An uncommon name is a little harder for me to remember, but I've got my techniques down on how to remember names.
Oh, do you have a technique on how to remember names, Brant?
Oh man, you just set me up for that.
Oh, go on. No, I just want to hear about it. What is it?
A couple things. So when I meet someone, I, ask their name and I am repeating it in my head. And I'm trying, that's one thing is repeating it. I might repeat it out loud a couple times. Oh, hey, Drew, nice to meet you, Drew. So Drew, what do you like to do? Right? I'm going to say it out loud a couple times, just to repeat it to help associate that name with you. The other thing I'll do is I will ask about the name. Drew, is that short for Andrew? Are you an Andrew?
Oh.
Do you go by Andrew ever? Do you go by Andy?
Yep.
Or just Drew? Where did that come from?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that way I
get it, like, go beyond just the, hey, I'm Drew, hey, I'm Brant, nice to meet you, and you move on. You're like, I have no idea what that guy's name was. I did not hear that at all. I did not remember that.
Yep. Or I'll try to do other things that associate with it. So there's the, where did it come from? Is it short for something? How do you spell that? And like Drew's an easy one, but Brant, for instance, right, is Brandt. So getting the spelling of someone's name, it's great when you meet someone named Caitlin because there's like 50 different ways to spell that name.
Yeah.
So
is that with the Y? Is there a Y in there?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So real life, boom, somebody can take this repeating. Hey, my name is Drew. What's your name? My name is Brant. Hey, Brant, how are you? Brant, what do you do? Right? You just heard it, boom, boom, boom. You repeated it, and now you have a stronger likelihood of remembering that person's name, which in most of the world, I think if people remembered each other's names, the world would become a little bit better place. I will do my part with that. I am a terrible name rememberer. The fear of calling somebody by their wrong name is a tremendous fear in my life, and I will resort to, hey, how's it going? And there's no worse feeling. I just have a terrible feeling when people approach me like, hey, Drew, how are you? And I'm like, oh,
hey, you. How are you? Huh?
So good to see you again.
Oh, man, those moments are hard because you're trying to like pull this back out of your memory somewhere. Be like, what was their name again? And usually something will trigger it where I'll keep the small talk going for a little while until it triggers.
Yep.
But it is embarrassing.
Malva!
Seinfeld reference. There you go.
Seinfeld. Thank you. Nod to Seinfeld. I remember all of that shit because I watched those episodes on repeat 700 times. All right. Let's move on to other tactics for repeating that help with learning. So in our fields, Brant, of working with other humans, we have talked about active listening. And active listening, there are several little aspects of proving to somebody that you're actually listening to them. It's called active listening. And one of those techniques or one of those tools or one of the aspects of active listening is...
One of the aspects of active listening is it mocking people by repeating what they say?
Did I talk like that?
No, you don't talk like that at all.
Did you mimic me or did you mocking me?
I'm mimicking you.
Mimocking is when you mimic and mock somebody at the exact same time.
So wait, that's not an effective way of active listening technique?
No, Brand, but repeating what the individual just said is an aspect of active listening. So let me get this right. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. And you repeat back to them what you just said. That is an extremely effective manner. Unlike what you just did, which was mocking me, or what did we just call it? Whatever we just called it. Mocking and mimicking. Mimocking me. This is okay, I just want to make sure I heard that right because I want to make sure that I understand what you said, and what you said was, and I will repeat back to them with this very effective tool in active listening. So We have gone from annoyance, commercials, telephone messages, things of that nature. But their effectiveness in the repetition has now transferred us into learning and having these tools to remember somebody's name or to show somebody that you're actively listening. So now it, like you said, it turns this kind of short-term thing into this longer-term aspect where you can recall, oh, that's right, I remember when we talked about that.
Yeah.
Versus I don't remember when you said that because I wasn't actually listening to you.
Yeah, that is helpful to recognize, oh man, they were listening to me. They repeated it back, so I heard it. Versus on the other hand, where you say something and then they didn't hear it at all.
Talk about teaching. You've done a lot more teaching than I have.
Yeah, teaching, you want to be able to convey a point, a message, something we're getting across. And we want to do that in a way where repetition is going to help us with that. So I just need to be really careful in how I'm setting this up. All right, we're going to take a break. We are going to come back at 4 o'clock to get started again. What time are we coming back here?
4 o'clock.
Okay, so that I do it with adults and kids.
Yeah.
What it does is it's not saying we're coming back after the break. It's getting them to repeat the words 4 o'clock, so that way that sticks in their head a little bit more. So they're like, oh, 4 o'clock, that's the key thing. And you can look easily to see what time it is and to make sure you're back on time.
Brilliant example. Another technique I utilize is, all right, we are going to take a break here in about 15 minutes at 4 o'clock. Now you're here. So you kind of teed them up a little bit. Now you're at the 4 o'clock mark. You say, it's 4 o'clock. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to come back about 4:10. So let's go ahead and start that, and I'll see you guys at 4:10.
So you've you just said the same thing, but in 3 different ways.
Correct.
Okay, so you're repeating yourself, but you're doing it from different angles, thinking, okay, one of these angles is going to stick.
Correct. So I said it's going to be a 10-minute break that starts at 4 o'clock, so people get to put that in their head. I said we're going to come back together at 4:10, so those like, oh, by the way, and then I can't wait to see you all back here at 4:10.
Yeah, that's super effective.
Learning, effective repetition. One of the early questions of this episode that as we were playing this out was, and really the origin of it, was listening to a song on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're entering into the actual comfort, the feeling good about listening to something over and over again. We started with annoyance, we turned that into learning, and now we're working our way through this. It is comfortable to us. The act of repeating something, listening to the same song over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Boy, that is fun. It is enjoyable. So how can one thing be annoying and effective in learning and also a lot of fun? What's the difference?
Is this a riddle?
Oh, did I just do a riddle?
I think you did.
This thing can be annoying, effective, and fun all at the same time. I'll say it again. This thing, I just made my own riddle. And the answer is in the riddle. Is that the idea of a riddle? I am repetition. That's fucking cool. I can't believe I just did that. So why can't it be all 3? Why are we now loving this thing, repetition?
Because it's familiar. And it's something we enjoy, and it's familiar. So
okay.
We'll go back to what we were talking about before about anticipation. My
favorite emotion.
Yeah, we know, okay, if I turn this song on, I like this song. It makes me happy. I'll do this sometimes when I'm in the car and I've got a long car ride. I'm like, all right, we're going to start off with this song. And it's like, all right, this gets me going, gets me in the right mindset, and I'm ready to go. So it brings back emotions. Whatever emotions are tagged to that song, it brings us back to that place, to that emotion, in that mindset.
This is the part that gets into science a little bit more. This is an article. You dug up an article, and it was fascinating. Really got us going on this episode. The article is from July 2024 from neurolaunch.com. The psychology behind listening to the same song on repeat, comfort or concern. And ultimately, I'm not going to read you this entire article, but I do want to read just one of this little sentence right here I think is really important. One of the primary reasons people engage in repetitive listening is for emotional regulation and mood management. Music has a powerful ability to influence our emotions, and repeatedly listening to a specific song can help maintain a desired emotional state or shift away from an undesired one.
Nice.
That's it. It's a hype song. It's this is my workout track. I play this song for my kid every night before they go to sleep. It's a calming song. It's my focus song. I listen to the song to get super excited and get jacked. I'm feeling down and depressed, but I know I need to go into a social situation where I need to be hyped up and awake. I know the song that's going to do that for me.
Yeah.
So that's the emotional response. What's actually happening in your brain is that you had an emotional reaction to that song the first time you heard it.
Yeah.
It got you excited. It calmed you down. It mellowed you out. It focused you. Whatever it was that first time it happened. There was likely, very, very likely, a pretty significant dopamine hit inside your system, inside your body that went, I like this.
Yes.
And you went, this feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
And because that was the emotional connection to it, you want to repeat that. You want that to happen again. You say, that felt really good the first time. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to listen to it again. Oh my gosh, it did it again. Every time you hear that song, you experience that same level, that same dopamine hit. It feels really, really good. You want to do it again because it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
That is the science behind listening to the same fucking song over and over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old or if you're 55 years old or if you're 95 years old. You listen to that song, it takes you back to a memory. There's some nostalgia, all those other things. But ultimately, you got that dopamine hit when you heard that song. Do you remember the song that you had your first dance to? Do you remember the song you had your first kiss to? That song that you listened to when you were going through that breakup?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was going through a breakup and a highly emotional time, you still got that dopamine hit that made you feel happy. But there was an emotional connection to it that was happening inside your brain. And now you associate. Now I can listen to that song again and be like, oh yeah, that song got me through that one time. I listened to it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's actually some science behind listening to that song and why it makes you feel so good.
I like using that with people, as like groups of people as well. Like if I'm like, all right, let's put on some music to get some more energy in the room. If I put on music that only I know, I'm like, I'm excited, but everyone's like, what is this?
There's no emotional association to it.
No, I've got to pick music that they will associate with, that they know, that is going to get them excited. And that is going to be the thing that's going to help lift the emotions. We have the shared experience around this song or this set list, and it's going to help bring the room up.
Correct.
You see that at like the difference between like a good wedding DJ and a bad wedding DJ.
Exactly. If they're playing a bunch of stuff that your crowd isn't connecting to, that's why there's the power in being the DJ. You're right. That's what separates it, because you want to have that dopamine release over and over and over again for 2.5, 3 hours straight. That's really hard.
Yeah.
If you go out there and play a bunch of garbage that nobody can relate to, then that's what it is. That's why that Journey song is played at the end of every freaking wedding, because they can relate to it. They can sing it.
Yeah.
If you ask any wedding DJ, they're like, yeah, we'll just go play the same 30 songs over and over and over again, because that's what they expect. It's a repetition component. And if you went out there and played a bunch of new tracks that nobody's ever heard before, you're going to get booed off the floor.
Yeah, you didn't never hear a wedding DJ being like, this is a new one. Like, no.
That's great. And now for another brand new track you've never heard of.
Oh, man. You're like, who is this guy? But yeah, there is that comfort.
It's suck!
The mac and cheese.
It's, okay, so now let's talk food.
Food.
Why do we have macaroni and cheese night? Why do we have pizza Fridays? We actually do pizzas on Thursdays in our house. We'll explain that later. That's another episode. But why do we have that repetition of food? Why do we do that, Brant?
It's a pattern. It's something, again, we can anticipate. We look forward to. We know it's coming. And it's comforting to know, hey, what I'm walking into, what I expect to happen is going to happen or does happen. And that's really comforting. If we're predicting it's pizza night, I'm coming in, I'm excited it's pizza night, and I find out it's not pizza night, I'm not happy.
Yeah. Wait, but I thought we were doing pizza because it's Thursdays.
We always do pizzas on Thursdays.
Yeah. But if you're having a chaotic day, if things are all over the place, it's a very common practice to repeat a meal that is a comfortable meal versus things have been crazy and I want to try this brand new recipe.
It goes same too with movies or an album or going to a show. Like when there's times where we want comfort, we want to know what we're getting into, we're going to go back to the classics. And I'm going to go watch Back to the Future. Seeking that comfort, I know what I get when I watch this or listen to this versus I don't know what I'm going to get if I try this new thing out.
My daughter's going to the drive-in movie theater tonight where I live.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we still have a 1950s original drive-in movie theater. You know what the two movies that are on tonight as they start to wrap up their season?
No.
Grease and 16 Candles.
Oh, there you go.
And everybody she talks to about that goes, "Oh my God, that's so awesome!" I can relate to that.
That kind of almost goes back to your nostalgia phenomenon that you like.
Yeah.
It evokes a certain emotion.
What is that? Okay, so now we're talking about food. We're talking about comfort. It's that repetition. It really is comfort. It really does help in so many different ways to listen to that song, to have that food. There are some theories in the theater world that in times of election years, don't introduce a whole bunch of new and different plays. Actually bring back some classics. Maybe you can introduce one new one, but actually bring back the classics that people are familiar with, that they have seen before. Actually, it's encouraged to repeat those performances in times of elections because there may be too much going on. There's too many questions. People are uncomfortable. But if you repeat some things, it can create a sense of comfort. The nostalgia comes in a little bit. I remember the first time I saw this, et cetera, et cetera.
You know, this goes beyond to just like theaters, movies, music. Like we could probably drag this back like centuries. And I'm thinking of like mantras or prayer or any kind of ritualistic thing, right?
Great point.
Right, those times of like, oh man, can I get through this? We go to a mantra. We go to a prayer that we know. We've got it memorized. And you can repeat those things over and over and find that grounding in that repetition, in that knowing of that mantra or that prayer or that ritualistic thing that you say to yourself.
Great point. There's a reason why they have been around for centuries, and it's because they're useful. They're impactful. They make a difference. It's something you can count on.
There's almost like
excellent point.
Yeah, a behavioral piece to this too. Of like, I think of Pavlov's dog, right? There's a trigger, a bell ringing, and the dog comes.
Correct.
We will build these patterns into our behaviors, and sometimes those behaviors I think are good, and sometimes they can get annoying. We do it on our podcast a lot. I was editing the other day, and there are times when you or I will repeat ourselves, or we repeat the same word. And I find myself cutting those out a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's more like the stutter. It's
like the stutter.
Yeah. I was trying to make an emphasis on the stutter.
That was pretty good.
We'll get stuck on a word and we'll repeat it several times, or we'll even trying to think through what we're going to say. We will say it several times before it actually comes out. I end up cutting all those out.
That's really good.
Because no one wants to hear it. It conveys the message that we're stuttering or we are slipping or we don't know what we're talking about. By the way, we don't know what we're talking about most of the time.
Yeah. Perhaps ill-prepared.
So, yeah, I'll cut those out. But I leave the ones in that show emphasis, to show importance, that, oh man, he said it twice. Let me repeat myself. He said it 3 times.
Yep.
It's going to show that emphasis. You see the same thing in speeches.
Yeah.
When people will use repetition to get their point across.
They will use repetition to get their point across.
Yeah, you even get into like call and response in a crowd setting too, where they'll have a saying or a word and then the crowd will repeat it back to them. There is that connection that's happening, like, oh yeah, we are on the same page, we get it, because we're all repeating each other. That's why we do our takeaway too, right?
Oh my God, Brant.
Takeaway.
That's exactly why we do our takeaway.
What's your takeaway?
This is my takeaway. We started this whole entire episode thinking about listening to the same song over and over and over again. My brain went to, in a positive manner, the excitement of that, the dopamine hit, et cetera, not the annoyance. And as we unfolded this episode of repeat, listening to something on repeat, we were very quickly able to go through how repetition can be annoying, how repetition can be effective in learning, and how repetition can actually be comforting. The full spectrum of a concept of repeating. The repetition is not the issue. It's how it's utilized. That's the issue. That's my takeaway. And if we want this podcast to make the world a little bit better place, don't be fucking annoying with repetition. If you're the person that's responsible for putting the "thank you for calling, all representatives are currently on busy helping other," if you're that person that creates that and you're listening to this podcast, fucking change it. Do something different. That's what I want. That's my takeaway, Brant. What about you?
That's your takeaway. Okay. I'm going to go back to emotion. It was not connecting this until after our conversation, really, of how this really has to do with driving emotion and how we feel. I want to feel good. I do not want to feel bad. I am going to repeat the things that I like to to feel good, and I'm going to try to avoid or not repeat the things I don't like.
All right, Brant. Great topic. Great job once again. Thanks for working through that with me. And thanks for repeating yourself when I needed you to.
And thank you for letting me mimic you.
You son of a bitch. Don't you mimic me.
Only it was just for educational purposes.
Oh, well, then that's fine. Good episode. Bye, Brant.
Okay, bye.
In the description of this podcast, you will find more information and a list of any of the sources that we used.
This podcast is created and produced by Drew Richmond and Brant Christofferson. Editing by me, and the I'm Listening theme music by Drew.
That's me.
That's you.
Brant, I will talk to you later, my friend.
We'll see you next time.
Yeehaw.
Have a good one, Drew.
Bye, Brant.